Hey everyone, in this video I will share my top 10 growth stocks to buy for 2024. Interestingly, growth stocks could have an excellent year in 2024. Two factors, in my opinion, will play the most significant role in determining the performance of growth stocks. First, global GDP growth. In 2023, investors feared a recession or a global economic slowdown was imminent as central banks around the world increased interest rates to fight inflation. And the war in Ukraine lasted longer than many have predicted. For 2024, the consensus estimate suggests that the world's largest economies will avoid a recession and instead head for a soft landing. If that scenario continues, it will be good news for growth stocks in 2024. Secondly, as the inflation rate decreases, central banks have signaled that they could begin cutting interest rates in 2024. The central bank in the US has suggested it could cut interest rates 3 times for a total of 75 basis points in cuts. Lower interest rates would be great news for growth stocks in 2024. Growth stocks do better as interest rates decrease because growth stocks, for the most part, depend on a more significant percentage of cash flow further out in the future. Here's how it works.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So here I've laid out two scenarios, a growth company and a mature company. And I've laid out cash flows going out from 2024 to 2029. As you can see, the growth company has cash flow increasing from 4 to 6 to 15, 25, 75, and 200. This is in a hypothetical growth company that experiences growing cash flow from its operations. The mature company has a stable cash flow, 50, 51, 49, 50, 47, 51. Now, when I've done a valuation of these cash flows using an interest rate of 5%, the present value of the cash flow of the mature company is worth more than the growth company. You could see here $252 versus $250, right? So that's the present value of these cash flows forecasted here. But watch as I lower this interest rate, watch what happens to the valuation of these two companies. I'm going to lower this interest rate from 5% down to 2%. And look how the present value of the cash flows of the growth company now exceed that of the mature company, $292 versus $278. Note that both of the valuations increase on lower interest rates, but the present value of cash flows of growth companies increase by more than mature companies. And that's why when you see interest rates falling, you see growth stocks rising in valuation more than mature companies and vice versa. And so when you observe this in the market, hopefully this helps you understand why growth stocks are increasing or decreasing as a result of changing interest rates. So now let's look at the top 10 growth stocks. All right, so Zoom Video Communication, trading at a forward price to earnings of 15.76. This is one company that I think will have a good year in 2024 as global economic growth continues and people have learned how to use Zoom Video. And if there's a need to have a video conference call, Zoom Video is likely the first choice. The company has an excellent balance sheet, generating positive cash flow from operations, trading at a relatively cheap valuation. NVIDIA Corporation, even though NVIDIA had a strong year in 2023, I think it has more room to run in 2024. It's trading at a forward price to earnings of 24.78. So despite the fact that the stock price increased so much, I still don't think the price is too expensive because the company's revenue, profits, and cash flow also increased to justify the increase in the stock price. It wasn't just based on hype or enthusiasm. The company actually started generating a surge in revenue and profits. Fortinet, also one company that I think will do well in 2024 as cybersecurity becomes a necessity more and more so. Our lives are becoming more and more digitized, and cybersecurity is becoming more essential. Fortinet is trading at a forward price to earnings of 35. This industry has, in my opinion, 2 decades of growth ahead of it. So I like Fortinet as one of the leaders in the industry. Amazon, trading at a forward price to earnings of 43.94, is another growth stock that I think will do well in 2024. People are resuming some of their spending online after decreasing in the later part of 2022. Amazon has invested significantly in its logistic networks, and that's starting to pay off. Snap, the social media company, is the most expensive stock I'm recommending here at a forward PE of 106. That's because I suspect that Snap's earnings per share are going to increase by more than 100% in 2024 and in 2025. The company's made good improvements to the operations of the business. It's found ways to adapt to changing consumer habits and the changing consumer landscape given the changes Apple made to privacy policy for data encryption. Fiverr International, trading at a forward price to earnings of 12.15. As global economic growth continues in 2024, businesses will look to hire individuals to complete tasks, and Fiverr will benefit from that trade. PayPal, trading at a forward price to earnings of 11.2. PayPal just hired a new CEO. That CEO has said he's focusing on profitable growth, and I suspect when this new CEO starts to make changes at the company, that will be the catalyst to lift PayPal's stock price, which has been trading at a cheap valuation almost for all of 2023. Salesforce, the customer relationship management company, trading at a forward price to earnings of 27.99, will benefit from growth in the global economic GDP. Salesforce helps businesses deepen their relationship with their customers, something that I think all enterprises are looking to do as consumers go online for more of their activities. Uber is one that has surprised me to the upside. It's trading at a forward price to earnings of 32.71. Uber has benefited as people have become more mobile during the economic reopening. Its rides business has thrived, and surprisingly, the food delivery business continued to thrive. I thought there would be a switch where the food delivery business would come down and the rides business would boom. Surprisingly, they're both booming now, and that's been a huge benefit for Uber, who's seen its profitability and cash flow surge in 2023. And finally, Alphabet, trading at a forward price to earnings of 21, is a relatively cheap valuation for this dominant advertising company that will benefit as worldwide spending on advertising increases. So there you have it, my top 10 growth stocks to buy for 2024. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.